So today we are doing statement of earnings. And this is basically just putting everything together and finding out, okay, if I have this many deductions from my paycheck, then how much am I getting paid at the end of the day? Okay, so pretty simple formula. To find your net pay, you're going to take your gross pay, which is the amount of money you get before taxes are taken out. And then you're going to subtract how many taxes are taken out, and what's remaining is how much money is actually going to go into your pocket. All right, so example 1 says our gross pay is $270. These are all of the taxes taken out of our paycheck. So to find the total deductions, I'm going to add all those together. 28 plus 540 plus 1674 plus 392 plus 18. And when I do that, I get my total deductions to be $72.06. So that is how much is being subtracted from my paycheck. So to find my net pay, I'm going to use the formula above. My gross pay, which is $270, and then subtracting my deductions, that's $72.06. So the amount that my paycheck is going to be is $197.94. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Take all the money that's being deducted and then subtract it from your gross pay. And then that's what's going to be on your paycheck. All right, so it says find the deductions and net pay for examples 2 and 3. So we're going to have to use that federal tax table again. And then remember, Social Security is 6.2% of the first 90,000, and then Medicare is 1.45%. All right, so we're going to need all this stuff to solve the next couple problems. All right, so let's look at our first example. It says Pierre is married and claims 4 allowances. His gross weekly salary is $628, and each week he has to pay federal, Social Security, and Medicare taxes. He also has to pay $28 medical insurance, and then he has to pay $12 for his union dues. Okay, so we have this broken down into a table here to figure out what our deductions are going to be. So we are finding our deductions. All right, so far we know that he is married and he has 4 allowances and he's paid $628 a week. Now this is all the information that we need for our federal income tax table. All right, so we need to make sure that we flip to the married table. So married. And then we know that, let's see, $628 a week. So $628 is going to fall right here. And then he has 4 allowances. So 4 allowances is this column. So it looks like $23 would be his federal income tax. All right, and then 6.2% of the first 90,000. So the first thing we have to make sure is that he's not making more than $90,000 a year. All right, so if I take his weekly income, which is $628, and multiply that by 52, that'll tell me how much he makes in a year, which is $32,656. Okay, that is less than 90,000. So we don't have to worry about any extra steps there. We were just checking that out and boom, we're good. So now to find my Social Security, remember I take my monthly income and multiply it by 0.062. Right? And that's going to give me $38.94 in Social Security. All right, our Medicare is 1.45%. So I take my $628 and multiply it by 0.0145. And for Medicare, I am giving $9.11. And then it asks us for our other deductions. So if we go back up to the problem, it says we're also paying $28 in medical insurance and $12 for union dues. So for medical insurance, we're paying $28. And for union dues, we are paying $12. All right, so then to find my total deductions, I'm going to add all that up. 23 plus $38.94 plus $9.11 plus $28 plus $12. All right, so we're just taking all of our deductions and adding them together to find our total deductions. And when I type that in my calculator, I get $111.05. All right, so then remember, to find my net pay, I take my gross pay, which was $628, and I subtract my deductions, which is $111.05. So what I am taking home on my paycheck is going to be $516.95. Okay, so we're basically taking everything that we've done from this chapter and putting it all together to figure out what our final paycheck is going to be. Okay, so we're using the table, we're using our percentages, and then it's just some adding and subtracting, right? All right, so now that we've done one together, I'm going to give you some time to work on this one. So James earns $520 per week. He is single and claims 2 allowances. His state personal exemptions are $55.77 per week. His state tax rate is 4% of his taxable wages. He pays Social Security and Medicare taxes, and his deductions for medical and dental insurance together total $28.88 per week. And then he donates $5 to charity. So first thing I'm going to ask you to do is look at your federal income tax table. We know that, let's see, he is single and he claims 2 allowances and he earns $520 a week. So go look at your table and see how much is taken out in federal income tax. All right, well, if you flipped to your single table, he had 2 allowances, makes $520. You should have had $46. Okay, next I want you to now find what's being deducted in Social Security. And remember, first you have to check that he's not making over $90,000 a year, and then multiply it by your percentage. So when you checked if he made over $90,000, you'll realize that he didn't. He only makes $27,040. So then I take the $520 he makes per week, multiply it by 0.062, and you should have had $32.24. All right, now go ahead and find out his Medicare. All right, that one should have been pretty straightforward. You take 520 and multiply it by 0.0145, and you should have gotten $7.54. Okay, next we're going to look at the state taxes. So in the problem, remember they told us, let's see, the state tax rate is 4% of the taxable wages. and he had an exemption of $55.77 from his state taxes. So remember, first we have to find our taxable income. We're going to take $520 and subtract his exemption of $55.77. And I get $464.23. So this is the amount of money, remember, that the state is allowed to tax. So now take that number and multiply it by our state tax rate, which is 0.04. So for state taxes, we had $18.57. All right, and then remember we had two other things that we pay for. We had medical and dental, which they told us was $24.88. And then this nice fellow donates $5 to charity. All right, so I would like you to take that and go ahead and find the total deductions. All right, so when I add all of those together, I got the total deductions to be $134.23. So using the total deductions, now find your net pay. All right, so when you take the month or the weekly income of $520 and subtract your deductions, I got that James is taking home $385.77 after all of his deductions.